near my eye, when my sins outnumber the number of days that pass by? Who am I to pretend that your absence tortures me? Were I to look into your eyes, my eyes would fall shy. When my sins make my master weep every Thursday night, whilst meanwhile these same sins make me do nothing but sigh, I watch the world burn, and I have one of two choices. I can cry, or I can cry and use the tears I cry. I can be the lover who weeps his lover's absence, or I can be he who refuses the last goodbye. I can sit in a room and say, yes, I'm waiting, or to prepare the ground for your return I can try. I can love you, but love alone is not enough. I can love you, but love alone is not enough. When you act because you love, you can hold your head high. I can say I'm waiting, or I can actually prepare, so I can speak to you with the tongue of truth and not lie. So I can obey your orders like the best of companions and not reply to every order with the words, why? So I can see that you are you when you reappear, or else come back at your service long after I die. Who am I to call you out every Friday morning and pretend to get upset when you don't reply? Who am I to call out, where are you? I'm ready. I'm waiting for you, but maybe you're waiting for me. I'm waiting for you, but maybe you're waiting for me. Of course, Sha'ban is the month of many of our blessed Imams. It is the month of our beloved 12th Imam. It is also the month of our beloved 3rd Imam, Abdullah Hussein alayhi salam. I want you to come with me on a journey as we go for the ziyarat of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, the holy city of Karbala. And as they say, there are things like scent that brings back memories. And just like scent brings back memories, leaving us to smile or despair, I recall the wails of orphans every time I smell Karbala's air. Sometimes we come across a place and we recall that we were once here. We recall things that happened here, events that happened here and there. When I return to Karbala, I see tragedy everywhere. Every sight tells a tragedy that is soothed only by a tear. When my feet step on that dust and the scent of the dust's rising, I recall 72 men that with blood held an uprising. Each man left the house of orphans, and though they left children crying, if they were killed 1,000 times to return to fight, they all swear. Whenever I see a child cry, it is a sight that breaks my heart. But when I recall some orphans, their story tears this heart apart. Whenever I hear their tongues were thirsty, I feel my soul from me depart. And when I hear they ran from fire, this picture turns grey all my hair. Whenever I see a mother with the spark of despair within them, whenever I see a mother with the spark of despair within them, complaining of their son's absence, wishing for but a sight of him, I see Farwa striking her head, crying out, "Where is my Qasim?" And I see Layla wailing in her tent, saying, "Come back, O my Ali Akbar." Whenever I become thirsty and I kneel to sip a drink, I hold the water with my hands, and what I recall makes my heart sink. I recall Abbas with water, recalling children on death's brink. He throws the water from his hands and the canteen on his shoulder. And whenever I see something break in two, like when from men hearts are taken, I recall two that were broken apart, and my being is left shaken. Whenever I see something break, I recall that a back was broken when a brother fell for his brother, and of hands he had not a pair. Upon the earth's curve, I'd see the sun set, as if the sun the earth swallows. I ask, how can earth swallow suns, if they are ridden with arrows? How did the earth accept Hussein? In his absence, no river flows. If earth knew he was within it, I swear mountains from their places would tear. I ponder when I see his dome on all the supporting pillars. I ponder when I see his dome on all the supporting pillars. By how many is it held up? But suddenly my heart withers. Only one spear had held his head. Only one spear had held his head, and upon its blade his blood gathers. Millions come beside his dome, but once there were none anywhere. Millions come beside his dome, but once there were none anywhere. So just like scent brings back memories, leaving us to smile or despair, I recall the wails of orphans every time I smell Karbala's air. I recall the wails of orphans every time I smell Karbala's air. Muhammad wa Muhammad salawat. Can we get a second salawat?